Welcome back to The Person Everyone Needs. I'm your host, Webb Hoggard. Today, we're continuing to have our conversation on Jonathan. Today, we're talking about how Jonathan was a man of valor. Now, we've talked about already that he was a man of favor. And just like us, we get to live this life of favor. We are children of the Most High God. We are children of the King. But Jonathan not only was a child of God or a child of the king, I mean, literally, he was the king's son. Jonathan was a man of valor. He was courageous in the moment that he needed it most. We talked last week about how his excitement and his vision to see something change among the Philistines incited a great victory. This is what I would like to remind us of. The courage of Jonathan incited the armor bearer was equipped with weapons. There were 20 dead in just more than 100 yards. A great panic in the ranks led to the enemy to kill one another. An earthquake takes place, confusion leading to distressing noise from the garrison. It gave Saul, the king, the courage to join the fight. Ephraim, a tribe that wouldn't join with Saul, decided to join the fight after they heard the rout, which was, the enemy was split in half. Jonathan became a legend, and the Lord saved Israel. When you step into faith, you have no idea the impact it may have on you, those close to you, those against you, and the future. Let me tell you, you have what it takes. Man of favor, stand up. Walk out your destiny. Your Father is the King of Kings. He rules and reigns. He is all you need. He has all you need. Resources pose no threat to the King. All things are His. All you need to do is ask. That's probably been a lot of the issue in performing well your whole life. We need to be willing to ask. Ask for help. Ask for strength, wisdom, and maybe even money. If God has called you, He will equip you with what you need. But you must ask. Prayer is such a vital part of living abundantly. God forms your identity. To know and be known by Him is far more critical than a mere understanding of principles. Relationship with Jesus is the only ticket we have to heaven. Jesus speaks of greeting people in the afterlife who show their resume of casting out demons and healing people, and Jesus' repose, depart, I never knew you. Jesus shows us that it is not enough to know of God or even to do the works of God, but we must seek a deep relationship with Him. Our connection with God is fixed because of Jesus' sacrifice and is now the lifeline for all that He has designed and called you. Don't miss that. Jude 1 says, to those who are called, loved by God the Father, and kept in Jesus Christ. Your prayer life should be stretching you, full of faith and hope, asking to be filled with the presence, love, and wisdom of God. As you get to know Him, God fills your soul with life. Your heart strengthens, your mind sharpens, your hands ready for anything. You can have valor. Identity settled, and the knowledge that you are a man of favor. Let yourself begin to see yourself as a person of valor. Valor means to be strong. It's the strength of mind or spirit that enables a person to encounter danger with firmness, personal bravery. You can be brave. I just spoke of God's vast resources of all that you will ever need. Still, even when you find yourself in the valley of the shadow of death, or the center of your enemies, or in the stormy seas, or in the lion's den, or in a furnace, or flogged, persecuted, shipwrecked, forced to the back of the bus, enslaved, or in the cancer ward, Jesus is our deliverer. There is nothing you will ever go through that Jesus can't rescue you. Every time you say that name, you're declaring, He can rescue. I know He's able. He took onto His own body the marks to provide my healing. His rejection purchased my acceptance. He obliterated Egypt to bring out the captives. He saved Noah from the warranted decimation of the world. He laid waste to Satan and all of hell to lift us into redemption. The strong arms of Christ have muscled out miracle after miracle. In the moments that feel so hopeless, He makes a way of escape. When you feel crushed like you don't have a prayer, remember, He always provides a means of escape. 1 Corinthians 10, 12 and 13 says, "Therefore let anyone who thinks that he stands take heed lest he fall. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. That addiction or accomplishment must bow down before your Father. Don't be afraid. Run at it. Let it know you are not scared. Whatever you have to do to remind yourself you are not alone, do that. Jesus saves. It's what he does. He also fights your battles. He's your warrior. He's the one who says, let's go over and mess with the Philistines today. Jesus looks to you and says, are you with me? What's your answer? What if we said like the armor bearer, I'm with you heart and soul? Run out there and show the enemy, that mountain, the devil standing in your way, that you're not backing down. Stand up. Peter wrote, if you resist the devil, he will flee. How many years have you been running away from the lion when if you just face it, it would turn away? Get strong. Be brave. Go into the burning building to save all you can. Stand before the dream that is on life support and breathe new life into it. God believes in you. He has entrusted his very own spirit to you and offered his son's blood for you. He is your warrior. You have what it takes. In your worst moment, God is close to the brokenhearted. Psalm 23 says that he is with you when you're near death. There's never a time that he leaves or forsakes you. I taught history class in a high school for 7 years in my 20s. And about my third year, I was warned about a kid that was coming up. Watch out for that one. Trouble finds him constantly, and if he doesn't watch himself, something bad will happen. Well, of course, I fell in love with him. He spent time with me a lot. He came to Bible studies, and he talked about my sermons having an impact on him. He was so hungry for more of God. Still, he had quite the propensity for mischief. He once wanted to know what would happen if you put a paperclip in a socket. He found that fire would shoot out, and the electric bolt would shoot him across the room. I'll never forget him screaming and scared to death. I laughed so hard at him, but I never told administration because I didn't want him to be kicked out of school, for he was on very thin ice. One week after he turned 16, he was texting, slid off the road, and flipped across the driveway, smashing himself. This accident happened about a half a mile from my house. I saw them take him by rescue to the hospital. I was one of the first in the emergency room. As I was being taken back, the nurse let me know he hadn't survived the wreck. Nothing prepares you for such a moment. I was coming to see my injured friend, and instead I will be playing supportive pastor to two grieving parents who had lost their only child. I was so inadequate. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. As I walked to see his dad, he just collapsed into my arms. I just held him as we both wept. His wife shortly came in after, and they informed her there in front of me. I'll never forget watching her plummet in her grief right onto the floor. My heart was never seen or felt so much pain. We prayed over his body. We believed for a miracle, but today was not the day for resurrection into that body. He was with the Lord in heaven. I know this because the week before was Easter, and I preached the last sermon he ever heard, called When Hope Dies. He said it was the best sermon he'd ever heard and repented again. I only mention that because his family said this was the greatest comfort and hope. They knew they would get to see him again, and Jesus had won the more significant victory over his soul. I left the hospital that day crushed. I was deeply grieving. I needed to be strong for all the students who needed arms to cry in, ears to listen, and a heart to care. And the verse that gave me strength when I needed it most was Psalm 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Reminded that God is the King and my deliverer and my warrior was such a comfort and help, but also knowing that he is my strong tower for me when I'm hurting was of immeasurable value to me. Jesus is my refuge. When I need a safe place, he is safe. He never refuses me. He shields me and nurses me back to health. Eric's memorial was a cause of many returning to God. He, in his death, ministered a reminder of the fragility and value of life. His laugh still rings in my head some days. I hate so much for the moment of bad judgment to end as it did, but I know I can see him again because of the great hope Jesus has given us. He is our strong tower. Where Eric is today, nothing is at risk of loss. Love and miss you, buddy. And it's young men like Eric Baggett that has inspired me to do all that I can to reach as many as I can, to encourage as many as I can, because you never know when their last day is. It's inspired me to be the person that everyone needs.